So we are honored to welcome to today's webinar Ms. Bianca Valentine.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure and my honor to be in this discussion. First of all, I'd like to give you a brief introduction about me. My name is Bianca Valentine, and I've been working in the field of medical laboratory science for over 20 years.
So Ms. Valentine is the um, is the lead medical technologist at hepatologist at Carding Hospital, Rochester, Massachusetts, and she's also the manager laboratory services at Whitaker Street Health Center at Boston, Massachusetts. She's also the founders at Lab Accessorate.
And I hope that this talk is beneficial to all of the students and the parents that are taking part in this discussion. And I am so honored to talk about my expertise, what led me to this career, the education required for this field, as well as skills needed for this field, as well as some of the challenges and rewards of being in this field. And hopefully, you will be able to learn if this career is something that you might want to go into. And you'll learn about the different career paths that you can take with this education. And I'm happy to answer any questions and answers at the end of this discussion. Medical laboratory science is an area that's critical to the healthcare industry that often operates behind the scenes but plays a pivotal role in patient diagnosis, treatment, and research. With my 20 plus years of expertise in medical laboratory science, I've developed a profound expertise in clinical diagnostics, laboratory management, and research. I hold a master's degree in medical laboratory science and certification from the American Society for Clinical Pathology. The work that I do has been instrumental in advancing and understanding the field of medical laboratory science and its importance. Beyond my technical skills, I'm dedicated to educating and mentoring the next generation of laboratory professionals. I have held teaching roles as a phlebotomy instructor at a local community college, and I'm very active in my profession. And I attend workshops and conferences, which demonstrates my commitment and passion in the field and my love of both science and healthcare. So I'd like to talk about the field of medical laboratory science and exactly what it is and what do I do. So a medical laboratory scientist examines blood, body fluids, tissues, and other specimens from patients to help physicians diagnose and treat diseases. And these tests offer valuable insights into a patient's health. There are four primary responsibilities of a medical laboratory scientist. First of all, a medical laboratory scientist analyzes body fluids, such as blood and urine, and tissue samples, and records normal and abnormal results and sends these results to the ordering physicians. A medical laboratory scientist also prepares blood samples for blood transfusions, and they do this by identifying the number of blood cells in a given sample, the cell morphology, or the blood group, blood type, and compatibility with other blood types needed for a transfusion to work properly for the patient. A medical laboratory scientist also operates laboratory equipment, maintaining that equipment, calibrating that equipment, and keeping the laboratory equipment up to safety standards. Medical laboratory scientist also logs the results and findings of laboratory tests and procedures into a laboratory information system and reports these results back to the physicians. One of the most important duties of a medical laboratory science is transmitting laboratory data back to the healthcare team. So laboratory data is very, very vital and important. It has been said that 70 to 80% of laboratory tests and the data that we produce makes up the medical decisions for the patient. Medical laboratory scientists are also knowledgeable about how to collect and process blood specimens. In some facilities, medical laboratory scientists may be required to perform phlebotomy. Phlebotomy is when you insert a needle into a patient's vein and withdraw blood from the patient for testing. Medical laboratory scientists can perform laboratory procedures in hospitals, clinics, research settings, sperm banks, public health laboratories, as well as small outpatient health centers. Possibilities for medical laboratory scientists are very vast and very endless. Medical laboratory scientists can also find career options in research and development of new drugs, as well as working in forensic labs, veterinary clinics, industrial research labs, molecular biotechnology labs, and pharmaceutical labs. I'd like to make a clear distinction on the naming of our profession. If you're doing some research online, you may find a wide variety of names for what we do, which is all the same. You may hear our profession being called medical technology, clinical laboratory science, or medical laboratory science. Regarding the use of these terms, the only difference is a regional preference, such as the state of California requires medical laboratory scientists to have a license. So they are called clinical laboratory scientists. There are about 11 states in the United States in which medical laboratory scientists are required to have licensure, and they are called clinical laboratory scientists. Other states do not require licensure, and these states name the profession medical laboratory scientists. However, if someone has a 2-year associate's degree, they are called medical laboratory technicians. So, just to explain a little bit more about the difference between medical laboratory scientists and medical laboratory technicians, there's a common misconception that medical laboratory scientists and medical laboratory technicians do the same job. This is far from correct. While medical laboratory scientists can perform all tests and procedures that physicians order, medical laboratory technicians, on the other hand, cannot perform all of those tests and usually work under the guidance and direction of a medical laboratory scientist. I'd like to make a clear distinction on the naming of our profession. If you're doing some research online, you may find a wide variety of names for what we do, which is all the same. You may hear our profession being called medical technology, clinical laboratory science, or medical laboratory science. Regarding the use of these terms, the only difference is a regional preference, such as the state of California requires medical laboratory scientists to have a license. So they are called clinical laboratory scientists. There are about 11 states in the United States in which medical laboratory scientists are required to have licensure, and they are called clinical laboratory scientists. Other states do not require licensure, and these states name the profession medical laboratory scientists. However, if someone has a 2-year associate's degree, they are called medical laboratory technicians. So, just to explain a little bit more about the difference between medical laboratory scientists and medical laboratory technicians, there's a common misconception that medical laboratory scientists and medical laboratory technicians do the same job. This is far from correct. While medical laboratory scientists can perform all tests and procedures that physicians order, medical laboratory technicians, on the other hand, cannot perform all of those tests and usually work under the guidance and direction of a medical laboratory scientist. Furthermore, medical laboratory technicians have less schooling in comparison to medical laboratory scientists, and they have limited knowledge in certain areas of the laboratory. Medical laboratory scientists must obtain a bachelor's degree in either medical laboratory science or clinical laboratory science. And medical laboratory technicians generally need an associate's degree or a post-secondary certificate to begin working in a lab. Medical laboratory scientists have to be knowledgeable in all aspects of human tissues and human tissue analysis. They might be examining a pediatric sample one day for leukemia and the blood panel of an AIDS patient the next. These scientists also are able to specialize depending on how large the laboratory is and where they work in their education and training. Medical laboratory scientists may choose to specialize in a variety of areas. For instance, medical laboratory scientists can specialize in immunology and become immunology technologists, where they examine the human immune system and its response to foreign bodies. For example, hospitals serving many patients with HIV have a tremendous need for these specialists. A medical laboratory scientist may also specialize in immunohematology, which is also known as the blood bank. And in the blood bank, medical laboratory scientists classify blood by blood type, and they also perform antibody screens and compatibility testing for blood transfusions. And these scientists usually work for large blood banks. And this job is in demand because it's a very stressful environment, working multiple different shifts, including overnight shifts. And there's a critical need to provide for safe and compatible blood for patients in need of blood transfusions. Medical laboratory scientists can also specialize in the field of cytotechnology, where they prepare slides of body cells and examine these cells for abnormalities that may signal the beginning of cancer or a cancerous growth. And these scientists often work for large oncology labs or in the hospital labs serving oncology patients. These specializations open up a lot of different jobs and job opportunities in your field as a medical laboratory scientist. And these specializations are usually something someone does after further education, work experience, or certifications. Scientists and technicians may also specialize in one of the many areas of laboratory life sciences. Additionally, medical laboratory technicians can grow in their career by advancing to scientist positions after gaining experience and obtaining additional education and possible certification. So now I want to talk about the primary responsibilities of a medical laboratory scientist. A medical laboratory scientist is more behind the scenes and not patient facing. So if you're someone who wants to be in a career where you're working with patients, medical laboratory scientists do not interact with patients unless they're collecting blood from a patient. So the daily responsibilities include the technical analysis of samples and ensuring timely and accurate results. Medical laboratory scientists do not have any direct patient interaction, and there are other roles in allied health that have more patient interaction if that is something that you're interested in. In terms of the education required for this um, career path, this field requires a strong foundation in the life sciences. Medical laboratory science education is more lab focused with a heavy emphasis on biology, chemistry, and lab techniques. So, do you like biology? And do you like chemistry? And do you like data? And do you like helping patients behind the scenes? Are you fascinated by what you see under microscopes and identifying cells and helping doctors and the rest of the healthcare team identify and treat diseases? If so, then this career path is the right career path for you. So, I'd like to talk about the key skills for success in this field. Medical laboratory science requires a high level of attention to detail and technical proficiency in handling complex laboratory equipment. This field values critical thinking, problem solving skills, and how these skills will be applied is very essential to being able to help the physician diagnose and treat diseases. In terms of career prospects and job opportunities, medical laboratory scientists are highly sought after in diagnostic labs, research facilities, and hospitals. The demand is very steady and it continues to grow. The specific opportunities can differ based on the environment you're interested in working for. Some typical job roles and work environments for medical laboratory scientists include research labs, working as lab technicians, quality control analysts, often in diagnostic laboratories, research institutions, or biotechnology companies. In terms of how medical laboratory scientists contribute to patient care and treatment outcomes, medical laboratory scientists provide the critical data and accurate testing that doctors rely on to diagnose and treat patients. This role is very exciting. It's growing in terms of the number of jobs that are available. And this career path is extremely vital to the healthcare system. In terms of skills and experience needed to be successful in this field, medical laboratory science requires precision, analytical skills, and the technical know how to be able to operate complex laboratory equipment. This field benefits from a strong foundation in science, but how you apply these skills in the setting that you're working in can vary based on the role you choose. It's important for high school students and middle school students to determine early on if this is the career path that they could potentially want to go into. And I would suggest that students gain hands on experience by volunteering in hospitals, seeking out internships or shadowing opportunities in labs, and also taking advanced science courses. In terms of the role of teamwork in this field, in medical laboratory science, Teamwork is essential for ensuring that lab results are processed efficiently and accurately. And teamwork involves laboratory technicians and technologists collaborating with other healthcare professionals to promptly deliver laboratory results to the team and also answer any complex questions about the interpretation of laboratory results.
Mm.
In terms of volunteer opportunities for medical laboratory scientists or those interested in pursuing the field of medical laboratory science, volunteering at hospitals, blood drives, or community health events can help students gain relevant experience. And you can choose to volunteer in laboratory settings or in research, and that could be very helpful. In terms of the importance of research experience, medical laboratory scientists do have the option of performing research at research institutions. And if you're a high school student, you can get involved in science fairs, research projects, or internships to build this experience early on. In terms of leadership roles and extracurricular activities, participation in science clubs, health-related volunteer organizations can provide valuable experience and show a commitment to the field. Leadership roles in clubs, student government, or health-related organizations can enhance a student's resume and look very strong on an application to a school of medical laboratory science. There are challenges, rewards, and opportunities in this field as a medical laboratory scientist. In medical laboratory science, it's often about maintaining accuracy and efficiency under pressure. Professionals can overcome these challenges through strong support systems, continuous learning, and also self care practices. One of the biggest challenges in this field is maintaining composure during periods of potential stress and high workload. And this is inherent in the field. And the challenge may be dealing with the emotional aspect of patient care. Although the field of medical laboratory science is often very stressful, it is also very rewarding. Seeing the direct impact of your work on patient outcomes is incredibly rewarding. In medical laboratory science, contributing to important diagnoses or breakthroughs in research can be very fulfilling. These moments of impact are what make all of the hard work worthwhile.
Mm.
There are emerging trends and new opportunities in healthcare. There's a growing focus on personalized medicine, precision medicine, and telehealth. In medical laboratory science, advancements in molecular diagnostics and automation are creating new opportunities. Staying informed about these trends can help you prepare for future roles. You may be wondering what the work life balance is like in the real world working as a medical laboratory scientist. Work life balance can vary depending on the setting and the role. Medical laboratory science positions often have various work schedules if you work in a hospital that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These scientists can work a variety of shifts from day shift, which is typically 7 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, or 3 in the afternoon until 11 p.m. in the evening, or 11 p.m. in the evening until 7 a.m. the next morning, as well as working weekends and being on call. And this field offers good work life balance if you understand the importance of your role and balance the requirements of your role with your personal life and work any arrangements that you may need with your direct manager or supervisor. And I would say that this role does offer a good balance, especially if you work in research or administrative positions. It's important for medical laboratory scientists to stay motivated, and professionals in these fields stay motivated by focusing on the impact of their work and continued learning opportunities, whether it's the satisfaction of solving complex problems, the passion for the work keeps scientists engaged in their work. So, as you ponder what I've discussed with you in regards to the field of medical laboratory science, I want you to imagine a world where every day you play a crucial role in saving lives and improving health. And this can start from your high school classroom. Welcome to your gateway into the exciting and impactful field of medical laboratory science. Today, we're not just exploring a career, we're opening doors to a future where you could be at the forefront of medical breakthroughs and patient care. Are you ready to discover how a passion for science can transform into an exciting, dynamic, and rewarding career? I'm glad we had the opportunity to dive in and discuss how you can get on this journey. Are you ready to turn your interest in science into a career that could transform lives? As we wrap up today's journey into the world of medical laboratory science, remember that the path from middle school or high school to a career in this field is not just about pursuing a profession, it's about making a difference in the world. When you're drawn to clinical roles or fascinated by medical laboratory science, the skills you build and the passion you cultivate will pave the way for a fulfilling career. The future of healthcare is bright, and it starts with your curiosity and determination. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see how you will shape the future of medical laboratory science.
Mm.
As we conclude today's session, remember that the world of medical laboratory science is vast and full of opportunities waiting for you to explore. The insights you've gained about clinical and medical laboratory science are just the beginning. Embrace this knowledge, seek out experiences, and be proactive in your journey. Your future in healthcare starts with the choices you make today, and each step that you take brings you closer to make a significant impact in this field. Thank you so much for being able to be a part of this discussion, and your future in medical laboratory science awaits. I am happy to open up the floor to Q&A, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. I'd be
Um,
happy to provide a list of resources available for anyone interested in a career in medical laboratory science. There are numerous resources available to help you explore the field, stay informed about the latest developments, and connect with professionals, as well as explore career opportunities. And I can provide a list of resources in the chat, and these resources can also be sent out to each participant after the webinar is concluded.
We're going to end today's webinar with the presence of Miss Valentine here today. So we would like to extend our gratitude to Ms. Valentine for your insight, also valuable advices to all of the students here today. Thank you to all the parents and students that are here today with us. We wish you good health and success, and we see you again at the other events of Juvenis Maxime. Thank you.